We are.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, they changed some stuff on us since the last time we were on, and I was like, "Oh, what's that? That's new." I had to input something. So, but yeah, it's we are live. Absolutely.
Are we live on Recon Rally? Because I don't see it.
Well, we're not. We're going to be on the Kevin Halewood page and on. Actually, yeah, we are.
Let's make sure we're. No, it's not. I don't see anything on Recon Rally.
That was from you earlier. Hold on, I'll fix this. We're live on the Kevin Halewood page.
We need to be live on Recon Rally, though.
I'm working on it.
All right.
I'm working on it. Give me a moment. Hold, please.
Hold, please. All right, guys. So whoever's listening, I see there's two people watching. We apologize. I started this 40 minutes ago. Lee Newbold is with us, and he's on hold until we can get this figured out. But I believe he's in Tennessee. I'm pretty sure that's what he was telling me, that they were going to Tennessee. This is really a neat story to see how the PDR community, one of our brothers, Lee Newbold, has came out and he's putting these guys, he's bringing people together to help hurricane victims. And we just thought it was really important to just come on for a few minutes and, shed some light to see how we can come together and work as an industry, bringing Recon Rally, all the people together to see how we can help this community through Lee and support them. So
absolutely. And we are live on Recon Rally, by the way. I just got it shared over there. So we're on Recon Rally. We're on the Kevin Halewood Facebook page. And I think I've also got it going in my PDR family group as well. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and bring Lee in real quick.
Let's do it.
Mr. Newbold.
Hi, sir.
Afternoon.
Hello.
So real quick, Lee, I apologize. I know I said that we're going to go live in 5 to 10 minutes, and it took 45 minutes. So,
that's right.
And tell us real quick who you have with you there and introduce him. And then let's talk about what's going on.
Yeah, so this is Jeremy Guider. He's the pastor at Lakeview Baptist Church here in Rockford, Tennessee. That's where we're at. He was on the ship with me back in 05-06 in the Navy. So we were shipmates, and we've kept in touch all these years.
Yeah.
I come off the hail season and was like, hey, I see things are rough down there. What's going on? So he's like, we're overwhelmed and we need some water. So be careful what you ask for.
Because here it comes.
Here we come with 28 pallets. We got 28 pallets of water here, 55,000 bottles of water.
Wow.
And tomorrow we're headed up the mountain to get it we're going to start in Del Rio, Tennessee, which was hit really hard. It's by the railroad tracks. It's by the river. It's been underwater, the whole town. So that's about an hour and 30 minutes from here. So we're going to hit that tomorrow with some water and just do really a planning and recon trip to see where the need is and try to get this stuff where it needs to go.
That's awesome, Lee. It really is. I mean, it's incredible that you're that you're doing this, and especially with Pastor Jeremy's help. I applaud and sincerely thank both of you for what you're doing. I got the opportunity back when Hurricane Harvey hit in Texas before I moved to California, because I'm from Texas. There were several of us in the industry that did the exact same thing with Harvey, taking supplies down to the coast, and that's who our industry is. So congratulations on your heart, my friend.
Yeah,
thank you.
No kidding. So
very welcome, very welcome. We're the hands and feet of Jesus, so we just want to put them to work. I'm not the brains of the operation or anything. I'm just a guy that had a truck, and you know how we are. We're hail guys. We can be in any city in any amount of days. Just give us some hours to drive, and we'll be there. We'll be set up. We're 100% self-sufficient. We'll be ready to go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I was talking to Lee the other day, and and Lee, you're a dent guy. You mainly do hail. That's how I've met you. But you're doing routes too, right?
I do a little bit of route work for, I know everybody knows Matt Kumel. Yeah. I do work for him a lot of the time. Gene Watts in Omaha. Walter Newbold's my brother. He's been doing it for 20 years. So I just got pulled in. I was a air traffic controller in the Navy. Got trained with Special Forces to fly the drones. So I was in a war zone. I came off of deployments and went contract work. So my brother was. I was like, I had some babies. I got 2 girls at home, 3 and 5. Well, she just turned 6, so 3 and 6 now. And being in a war zone just wasn't conducive. So Walter, my brother, is like, hey, come on home. That was 2019 August was my first dent that I looked at. He said, come on out to Omaha. I'll teach you how to do this. You won't have to get shot at every day. Yeah. And I just retired out of the reserves back in April. So now I'm just a full-time dent guy.
I loved what you said the other day. You said you took off your infantry boots, and you said it was time to put on the boots and do the Lord's work. And that's what brought you out there. But you said Monday was your last hail car. Is that correct?
Well, season? that was the last turn and burn car. Yeah.
Okay. And then when did you reach out to Pastor Jeremy, or Jeremy, did you reach out to Lee? What corresponded? How did you get part of this? And Lee, you've been on a couple of radio shows here in St. Louis, and just kind of talk us through this last week on to get where you're at right now.
So I live in Lenoir City, Pastor. So Lenoir City is right where 75 and 40 split before you get to Knoxville. You couldn't tell anything happened here in Lenoir City. We got some rain, a little bit of rain, and that was it. My church is in Rockford, which is at the base of the Tennessee, at the Knoxville airport. So Rockford is right next to Alcoa, if you're familiar with Knoxville, a little closer to the mountains. And so we've got friends and family stretched out up through there. Everybody around here does. So we're not in the disaster zone, but we're right up against it. But within an hour to 2.5 hours, I can touch just about every town you've seen on the news. And I'm at work. I work at Parkside Kia, West Knoxville. I'm in the parts department there, and my church is about 50 people on a good Sunday. And so we're not a big congregation that we can, pull out a $50,000 check and stroke it and say, let's go for this thing. And I knew we needed to do something, but I wasn't sure what we could do. My church came up with, between what we had in the food pantry ministry and people giving some individually, we came up with $3,000 that was spent and bought and was ready to go up. That got delivered up Saturday morning to a Feed My Sheep in Newport. It's an established soup kitchen there for the homeless, but they've been working with the hurricane victims as well the last week and a half. So we delivered that up there. But so backing up, Monday, Lee texted me out of the blue, and we keep in touch. Me and him talk probably once a month or better for the last 15 years since I got out of the Navy in 2006. And but he reaches out. He's like, "You need some help?" And I'm like, "I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. I feel like I'm right up against the disaster zone. I got to go to work in the morning. What can I do?" And I'm small church, small congregation. He said, "Well, what do you need?" I said, "Well, the dealership, my dealership, we get pallets of water from Costco just for customers. So that's a normal thing for us to get a pallet of water." And I'm like, "Well, let's start there." I got okay for 3 pallets of water from my GM. We start making phone calls, Costco, Sam's, Walmart. Nobody will sell us a pallet of water in Knoxville. They're out, or they won't let go of it. So we started going towards Nashville. We've got a Nashville driver route that runs Nashville, and could not find water headed that way. And that's when I was desperate Monday afternoon. I'm like, okay, this is getting bad. And that's what Lee came in, and he's like, well, let me figure this out. And before it was over with, St. Louis TV, KMOX in St. Louis reached out to him, and largest, if you're not familiar, that's the 50,000 watt news talk in St. Louis. They cover all of the Midwest there. They had us on the show Thursday morning. Yeah. And 7:35. Bo Matthews was just phenomenal, and he's got in behind this, and every picture that Lee sends him, he's posting it on his page and blowing us up in St. Louis. And so then the first pallet arrived, the first truckload arrived Thursday, I think, Thursday or Friday. It all runs together. And so the fellowship hall, our small fellowship hall, has about 20 pallets in it right now. With a Tuesday, we got another truckload of 4 and a side-by-side coming. that hopefully we'll be using to get into some more remote areas to be delivering is the plan.
How remote is this? When you're saying you're taking these products in there, I mean, I understand. We're seeing all the videos. We're seeing some areas where mules and horses have to go into these areas. We're seeing other ones where it's just side by sides. We see all these bridges that are just gone. These communities are just gone. I mean, like 4 or 5 feet. Just shoveling dirt or mud out of everything. And
the remoteness. I mean, I think mentally to go back and say, okay, what are we dealing with? When you wash out the bridges in the Smoky Mountains, you're left with horse trails. You're left with, okay, well, the water's gone down here. Maybe we could ford, and cross over at this point or something like that. And that's, you got people up in these small communities in these little valleys and creases of the mountain, and you'll have 5 or 10 families that's been living there, for 5, 6, 10 generations. And of course, you got all the tourists up on the Airbnbs and VRBOs who don't know nothing about nothing as far as survival, like the mountain folk do. You got people who, flew into the Knoxville airport and got a taxi cab to go stay on the mountain, and they're stranded up there, and didn't exactly have a fire starter with them, and so it's a critical situation. And I'm not fast water rescue. I never jumped out of the back of an airplane or anything like that in the military. I talked to planes with the headset on. It was a very light duty job that I had in the Navy. But for those that we want to be the back line of support, the supply chain, as it were. And so staging it where it is at my church, where we've got power and electricity. And there's a company across the street from the church that came last night at 9 o'clock and worked till about 10 o'clock, 10:30 with us last night, unloading all the trucks with a forklift and a pallet jack, brought that over. I don't own a forklift. And God provided that straight across the street from us. As soon as they heard what we were doing, they jumped in and they said, call us when you need more, and we'll run across the street with it and get you unloaded. And so everything's staged in our church. I've been reaching out to some of the community Facebook pages for, Del Rio, Irwin, et cetera, a lot of the towns that you're seeing pop up on the videos, and asking who needs it right now, because we don't want to double somebody else's efforts. If somebody just dropped off 15 pallets of water in Newport, I don't want to go there. We want to go somewhere where it's needed. And
I think the concentration has been in the bigger population areas, and we're looking at towns that have like 102, 89 as the population, and they're not concentrating on those communities, so they're not getting any help. So we're trying to get water to the base of those towns so that if we have pack mules or horses or side by sides, motorcycles, we can get water just to the people who live up the road a bit from town, because everybody doesn't just live down in the town.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So what are some of the things that you guys need? I mean, listen, I know in St. Louis, we're going to have a lot of the local guys, coming forward to try to do whatever we can to help you, Lee, to get more stuff out there. But how can people reach out to you, Pastor Jeremy, in your church, or Lee? Tell everybody tell us what you guys need, and how if somebody can't send it to you, maybe how they get finances to you or to one of the.
I want to tell you where we're at, because I didn't know until this afternoon. We got home after church this morning, had a short service with the folks, and told stories about who had talked to what family, and just all the volunteers talking at church this morning. When we got home, I asked Lee, I said, tell me about the financials. And do you still have me there? Yeah,
we're good.
Okay. I said, tell me where we're at. He's putting all of this on his dime and just stepping out on faith for this. He's expecting to spend about $10,000. And what's the GoFundMe page?
Pallets for Rockford, Tennessee, or pallets.
You better get this right.
Water pallets for.
I'll pull it up. Keep talking.
Lakeview Baptist. Yeah, water pallets for Lakeview Baptist. That's on my Facebook page.
We'll take that. Yeah, we'll put it. I shared it the other day. We'll try to make another comment underneath this once I'm done, and we'll share that again.
And that's just passing through me straight to Lakeview Baptist Church. Lakeview Baptist Church in Rockford, Tennessee. I know there's a lot of Lakeview Baptist churches, but in Rockford, Tennessee, and they have their own giving page. So everything that goes into my GoFundMe and that Bo Matthews has been spreading, and Mark Cox from 97.1 has been spreading around St. Louis. That GoFundMe is just going to go straight to Jeremy and the church. I just created it so that everyone that I was networking with had a central place to go to donate. And I think we're up to $49.95 this morning when I looked. The goal was $10,000. That's about how much I've spent, give or take maybe $2,000 or $3,000. And I've been collecting donations as we go and just kind of doing the quick math in my head, like, okay, I'm at this point, I can go this far,
Right.
and then stop. We got the pallets paid for. We got the fuel paid for. The time from the team who convoyed over was volunteer time from the church, from my family, from some of the Dent community and others. I mean, we were collecting. People were pulling us over on the side of the road and giving us cash donations. I mean, it was pretty crazy. A crazy week from Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let me just, I know we only have just a handful of people watching on this channel, and then we've shared it a few times, and guys will watch this, but man, just to plead everybody, guys, please help. Whether you're a detailer, you're watching this, you're a dent guy, you're interior repair, your windshield repair, whoever you are and you're watching this, please help. Let's help Lee and Pastor Jeremy really work in that community. Like they've said, they're reaching out to the smaller communities that aren't getting all the attention. We see a lot of the larger cities getting all this attention, but these small towns of 100, 200, 300 people. And I saw a post you just made, Lee, where you showed all the towns that are affected, and some of them had the populations next to them. Some of these are very small towns. They're going to need formula. They're going to need clothing. They're going to need everything. And but finances is, to be honest, finances is the biggest case here, so that you can buy it and bring it in. So you're not paying for shipping all the way out there.
I think it's easier just to. Knoxville is still got power and everything's normal. So Knoxville's a good spot to stage out of, which is just maybe 20 minutes up the road. And then we can buy those winter items, because winter is coming. That's in the mountains, it'll come faster. So they're talking about sleeping bags, blankets, flat shovels and wheelbarrows just to get the mud out of people's houses.
Yeah.
I'm sure in those situations, one of the things that people tend to forget about is toiletries and personal items and toilet paper and,
basic.
Medicines.
There's still no power, so they don't have pumps for the water pumps or anything. They're just using whatever water they can get out of the river or creeks and springs to flush toilets and even trash removal. Trash is starting to pile up. It's been a week. I think next Saturday in Del Rio, the town that we're looking at going to tomorrow, they're going to have a cleanup for the Baptist church there that was underwater. I think I shared that post earlier today. So yeah, that just getting the cleanup and getting the buildings habitable again is going to be a project in itself, just before winter comes.
Yeah. I want to give a thank you as word of this is moving around. And if you happen to know anybody, Lee told me yesterday or day before that Aspen Waste Management has jumped in with us. Large trash company out of St. Louis, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Illinois. The CEO of the company has said that anything the employees donate between now and October the 19th, he was going to match that. And that check is going to come straight to the church, and then we're going to straight up buy supplies the day that check comes in. We're going to go burn it up at Sam's Club and Costco and take it straight up the hill. And hopefully by then, you're talking, second, third week of October, if that check is sizable, I would love to be able to buy coats for everybody. That's the other, you think of the long term on this with this level of disaster, where it wasn't that we got some shingles blowed off of a roof, but like my house is completely in the river gone, and along with everything I owned. As the seasons change, now we're headed into winter in the next 6 weeks here in the mountains, and so I'm hoping to take some of the sizable donations that may come in from corporate sponsors and others, and be able to do some good work like that, and just meet the needs as they come. And that's the other thing. I want to be able to go up, knock on a door. How many people live here, and hear their story, and that's the other thing about trauma, is being able to tell somebody about it and unload that on somebody else, and then tell that again until finally some of that traumatic experience starts to subside. And these people have been through this, and they don't, the one of the biggest stories that I've read in the last week was they went into Lake Lure. Just two hikers went into the Lake Lure community in North Carolina, and they stumbled upon a woman in a house with a newborn that she had given birth to by herself because the boyfriend is missing. And, still about a foot of water in the house in the lower level. And somehow she had just enough formula that she had bought prior to the birth. She gives birth by herself after this hurricane, and her and the baby were on their last day's supply of food when they found her. And so they were able to, she's out of there now. Her and the baby are okay, last I heard. And so it's, every day counts. Every day counts.
Pastor Jeremy, hearing you talk, it reminds me, because I actually have distant not too distant. I have my biological father had a bunch of family from that part of Tennessee, from the Smoky Mountains, and the people that are there are a different breed. They're strong people that it's hard. A lot of times it's hard for them to ask for help. It truly is. But I don't think a lot of people, especially in this day and age, when you can just turn a corner and go to Starbucks,
right,
understand the remoteness of this part of the United States. We can hear your explanation, and people like four of us understand it. But these people, even if the bridges weren't washed out, it's not, they could get to town to get these supplies. It's not like it's around the corner. Getting this stuff to these people in these remote locations, it's remote. What's like one of the popular, one of the small areas that you're talking about that's got 80 to 100 people in it. How physically, how far away is it from your staging area?
So some of the small, there's a whole stretch of towns that we were just now looking at as we were planning our week out. There's a whole stretch of towns that are between 2 to 3 hours away from us. There's a lower set of towns that are 1 to 2 hours away. So we're kind of looking at two levels of,
and we're looking at road closures too. So
and road closures. That's the other thing. You think, oh, well, it was this far 2 weeks ago, but no, you got to go up into Virginia and turn back south and do that. And so nothing is as it should be. And
so your 2 and 3 hour trek under more normal circumstances is now a 6 to 8 or 10 hour trek just to get to these people.
You don't know, and you don't know. Right. And the other thing is, the road may be, it may have been passable, but now you've got excavators out there shoring up the far side of the road where maybe there's one lane open, but now that road is closed the day that you decide to go up and carry supplies. And you're like, okay, we're not going here. We're turning around. Let's go to another town.
Yeah, we're seeing 2-lane roads on the side of the mountain going into these towns like Del Rio. The linemen have 1 lane closed, so they have it to 1 lane because they're putting new telephone poles up on the low side, so they have that side blocked off. So you're doing 1 lane for 30 minutes, and then you're doing the other coming back 30 minutes. So it's definitely adding to the trip time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, I know that we've posted this on the Kevin Halewood Foundation, and we're sharing it from there. Our foundation is kind of a foundation that helps technicians, and that's what our foundation is for, is to help our technicians when they get sick. But we do see the value and the importance of what you're doing as a technician, Lee, and we appreciate it. And for us to show whatever kind of support we can for you and to help you, Pastor Jeremy, and your church. And as you guys are doing that, that's our focus right now. We want to hopefully this will reach out to people again. Please, guys, you go to one of the comments below, go to Lee Newbold's page, and make a donation. See what we can do to help Lee. When you get back, please let me know when the next trip is, and we'll do it. I know our guys will do everything that we can do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever we can do, and we will spread the word for you guys as much as we can. And I hope others join in and help your mission here, because this is detrimental. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And this is going to, the other thing that I think folks may need to understand is, if you're not in the South and you don't know what an Ingles is one of the largest grocery chains in the South. They're headquartered in Asheville, right here in Lenore City where we live. They went cash only this past week because of Asheville being down. We are all interconnected, and you're like, well, that's up there. It doesn't affect me. I'm just going about my normal life. But we have to get these communities stood back up, because they are a part of, they're a part of the Southeast, and we've got to get these roads open back up for safety. And this other thing is, when somebody has a 911 emergency right now up in one of those counties, and just a regular emergency where you might have a heart attack victim or a lady goes into labor or something, all of a sudden, what should have been a 30, 45-minute trip to the hospital is complete chaos trying to get an ambulance through. We can't just wait on the government. We cannot wait on the government to fix this for us. That's not who we are as a country.
Very true. Or as a community that we are.
And I know the debt communities. The hail season is starting to wind down, so pack up your camper and come on out here. We're boots on the ground. We need a guy behind a shovel getting the mud out of these houses and churches, and I know you guys can do it. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Lee, I just sent you a text message when we get off here in a little while, or when you get a moment. Would you send me any links that you've got anywhere that people can donate to help or volunteer their services out there? Different anything that you've got for contact info, and I'll make sure that gets posted out there, and we'll shove that out there as much as we possibly can.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So,
thank you for the time. Thank you so much for the time and the effort to push this message out. I really appreciate the time here.
Guys, thank you for what you're doing. I mean, that's, look, it's amazing. You guys have taken, I know, the last good hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes out of your time. And thank you. I know you guys got a lot to do. And we will.
We're going to bed because we're trying to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do it again. It's
going to be an early day tomorrow.
All right. Let's keep in touch.
God bless you, and God bless everybody out there that's in need. And let's do what we can as a community and a country.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Take care of yourselves.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, gentlemen.
Bye.
Well, if my mouse would work.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
Wow. I'll tell you what, man, that's so Lee was telling me about this.
Tears now.
I know, I had to too. Lee was telling me about what he was doing, and I just was like, wow, man. I kept on reading it throughout the week. I was busy. You want to be active, you want to do something to help. And then when I talked to him last night, and they had some issues even getting out there. They were taking all this water. Water is detrimental right now. I mean, this is live or die. And I didn't think about winter coming in, but yeah, the coats and the clothes and everything these people have lost. This is man, it's something. It's what's awesome though, that we are in a community within an industry where people love to help. We see it all year, more and more. We see it every year, I should say, more and more. And I just saw April's comment there, man. She's doing a great job. She's the director of the board, her and Andrew. And you know what? She's helping so much with the Kevin Halewood Foundation. We appreciate everybody so much. I can't even explain to you. And there's so many things happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about. But like I said, this isn't about the foundation at all. This is about showing support for somebody within our industry who's helping somebody else.
Right.
And
exactly.
well, this is huge. So,
and there's so many people out there that need to be helped. And I was sitting there thinking about, like I said before, when they were still on, that I do, like I said, my biological father had family. I've got family from that part of the country, in the Smoky Mountains. He grew up in Knoxville, and matter of fact, a bunch of his siblings and his parents are buried in Knoxville. So I'm very familiar with that part of the country, and those are some awesome people that live out in those rural, very, very rural, remote locations. But they're also very prideful, and it's hard for them to reach out for help, And the fact that Lee and Pastor Jeremy are doing stuff like this, and so many people are out there trying to help, it's an awesome thing. It really is.
It really is. And you know what? Another thing we need to touch base to real quick is that if you know of another dent technician or a detailer or interior guy or whatever, somebody that's reaching out and doing this, please reach out to us. I mean, Lee's one guy that can only do so much with this small church there, but maybe there's somebody that's closer to you that's doing something similar. We want to know. Please reach out to us. Let's get some attention for these guys, because it's going to take a lot more. I believe this is the largest hurricane that's probably ever hit us, because the way the pattern went and all the
as far as distance inland, I would totally agree with you. Yeah. For sure.
When you're talking about all these small little towns that have 100 and 200 people, and they're just all filtered through all the South, it's something. Kevin's legacy is to bring people together. I can't think of a more important reason to bring people. That's right.
Absolutely, April. Thank you. You're right. You are right. And I've got a dear friend, which you know him as well. That's he's based out of Knoxville. I'm going to reach out to Jesse this week and see if he knows of anybody, and see if I can put together another a live this week and bring some more people on that are trying to help and just get the word out even more. I'm sure Jesse probably knows some people out there that's doing some stuff.
Yeah,
if he's not himself.
I did see a dent guy reach out for some help for tools, that he lost all of his tools in a storm. And I went to a different page, and I come back, I couldn't find out who it was.
I'm the same thing. If anybody knows who that was, or if he happens to see this, would you please reach out to me? I absolutely. I saw the same post, and I tried to go back and figure out who that was. I think I saw it in Dent Techs only, I thought, but I can't find the post.
Carl Stuckey made a post on it, so he might know who it was. He made a comment on it. But we need to see if we can come together and help that guy. And I know all the tool suppliers would be more than happy to help. They always do.
Now that you just mentioned that Carl made a post on there, so did Chase Clark.
Okay.
My guy in South Carolina, Chase did. I'll reach out to Chase and see if I find it, because I've got, as yourself, I've got a bunch of stuff that I haven't touched in a long time that I would have no problem. If I've got something he needs and I can donate it to him, I'm more than willing to. I mean, literally, I've got 4 bags of tools in my garage that I haven't touched in 5 years.
Yeah. So, well, hey, guys, everybody, thank you for watching.
Absolutely, please.
We wanted to bring this story to you earlier in the weekend, and I know they've just been extremely busy getting all the product out there, and you can tell already what's ahead for Lee in his week with that Pastor Jeremy there. This is not going to be a couple day fix. This is going to be a year fix. But right now, if we can, whatever you can send to help anybody that can go and help, that's fantastic. So,
and the sad part about it is we're smack in the middle of hurricane season. There's another one building right now.
Yeah, for Florida. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah. But
all right, my friend.
Man, Lee, thanks for coming on. I was trying to get this figured out earlier, and I tried to do Facebook Live, and I'm like, they changed all this up, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
They did. They changed some stuff up on us, and I haven't had an opportunity, because it's like you and I were talking a few minutes ago. You've been so busy. Hell, you and I we barely talked since after the expo, and I've been kind of sick off and on. I've been dealing with some bronchitis and a sinus infection for the last 2 weeks, and it's just so. I mean, and my voice has been toast ever since the expo. So it's like I haven't really wanted to go on. It sounded like Kermit, doing one of these. So so it's I haven't had a chance to go on, but we'll get back in the swing of things hopefully this week or the week after next. Stefan just jumped in here and said, "Hey guys, hey Stefan, go back and watch the replay, my friend. We would appreciate it. It's for a great cause. These guys we're up against a lot. We really are.
Yeah, so. It really is. What a neat thing one of the Dent guys is doing, and anything we can do to support them is what we're trying to do and show. So, all right, man, let's take off.
Have a great